Morning all, and we've only got 3 games tonight. So, nice, light night of hockey. First up, we've got Pittsburgh in against the Detroit Red Wings. This starts at 7:30 Eastern, so 4:30 Pacific. And we've got another one at 4:30 Pacific here and one at 5 o'clock. So they'll be done nice and early, which means I can do Saturday's preview before I go to bed tonight because we've got early games tomorrow. So the first game on that I'm going to preview today is Pittsburgh and Detroit. Now Pittsburgh 29-13-5 coming off of that loss against the Bruins where Halak kind of played thief, I should say, and thefted the game away from the Pittsburgh Penguins. They're now 7-2-1 in their last 10. They're 12-8-2 on the road. Detroit, they're 12-32-3 overall. They're 3-7 in their last 10. They're 8-15-1 at home. Now, when we look at scoring on the teams, now with Pittsburgh, now what I did is something different than yesterday. Yesterday I looked at the top scorer and 4 others. Today I'm just looking at 4 that aren't the leading scorers, mostly except Winnipeg. I do have their leading scorer up, and we'll discuss why. Letang, 10 goals, 19 assists. You know, one thing that Pittsburgh's kind of managed to steer clear of in terms of their injuries this year is a major one with Letang, and I think that's been beneficial to them. Dominic Cahoon, 10 goals, 17 assists. Brandon Tanev, 10 goals and 11 assists, showing the scoring depth that the Pittsburgh Penguins have, which has been absolutely on display during their strong play without Crosby. Galchenyuk, 5 goals, 11 assists. Those 5 goals stand out when Brandon Tanev has 10. So I can sort of understand why Jim Rutherford might be looking to move on from Galchenyuk. And other GMs are like, yeah, right. Now, Jari started last night. He has a 16-7-1 record, 929 save percentage. I would imagine Matt Murray plays tonight. 13-6-4 record, 896 save percentage. On the Detroit side, Dylan Larkin, 11 goals and 20 assists. His numbers have to come up, right? He should be better than 31 points at this stage of the season. Valtteri Filppula, who had a renaissance last year with the Islanders, it's been tougher for him with Detroit. 3 goals, 12 assists thus far. And Zadina, a very talked about Detroit Red Wing, 22 games played, 5 goals, 6 assists for 11 points. He has been getting the ice time, and he has been looking pretty darn good over the last couple of weeks. And so we'll see through the rest of the season just what they've got with Zadina. And Franz Nielsen, 3 goals, 3 assists. I don't know what they're going to do with him come deadline. I would imagine he sticks around at least until the summer. I'm going to be really interested what Steve Yzerman does with this roster. I think everything's going to go into a blender this summer. Jimmy Howard starting tonight. His record is just bad. 2-16-1 with an 876 save percentage. He'll be backed up, it appears, by Pickard, who's 0-2 with a 797 save percentage. Bernier can't come back soon enough is the whole deal with the Detroit Red Wings. Anaheim. The Ducks are in against the Carolina Hurricanes. Anaheim 18-24-5. They're 3-6. They're 3-6-1 in their last 10. They're 7-15-2 on the road. But they're coming off of a victory in their last game. So we'll see if they can carry that over into Carolina. Carolina 27-18-2 overall. They're 5-5 in their last 10. At home they're 15-8. And they're looking to bounce back from a loss against Columbus last night. Now, with Anaheim, you know, it's interesting, trying to come up with 5 players that I didn't, or 4 players even that I didn't talk about yesterday. Yeah, Grant, 10 goals, 3 assists. He got a goal last night. Manson had a goal last night and an assist. He's got a goal and 4 assists so far this year. Larson, a goal and 3 assists. I'm actually kind of surprised we don't see more points from him. And then I went with Sam Steele, who has 3 goals and 11 assists. Keep waiting for more goals from that kid. I know they're there. Miller's very likely to be the starter tonight. Gibson played last night. Gibson's 14-19-3 with a 906 save percentage. Miller's 4-5-2 with an 899 save percentage. So I would imagine he plays, being Miller. That's the likelihood anyways. On the Carolina side, Aho, 23 goals, 17 assists. He didn't get on the scoreboard last night. Walmark did. 10 goals, 12 assists for him, 22 points. Pesci, 4 goals and 11 assists for him on the blue line. And Jake Gardner, 3 goals and 10 assists. Again, what stands out with Gardner is when you look at the plus-minus overall on the team. And again, plus-minus is a stat people will rail against and say that it's not accurate because it's more of a team measure. But for me, when you isolate one player on a team and you say, this guy's got a really good plus compared to everybody else, think like Pajot in Ottawa, or in this case, Gardner, his minus is so much higher than the other ones on the team. It does tell you that he's been having some struggles since he joined Carolina. Mrazek, 17, 12, and 2 with a 904 save percentage. Should be the backup tonight, I would imagine. Reimer's the starter. He's 10 and 6 with a 917 save percentage. Reimer needs to get more starts. Mrazek's numbers have been underwhelming this year. And I can understand why when people talk about goaltending and who needs to get what goaltending, I can understand why Carolina gets mentioned. I've talked about it since the offseason, and it's just, it does feel like they do need to do something with their goaltending. That being said, moving along, the last game of the night will be Tampa Bay in against the Winnipeg Jets. So the Bolts coming off of a loss against the Wild, looking to bounce back against a Jets team that's got to feel pretty good coming off of their last game. So Tampa Bay, 28, 15, and 4 over their last 10. They're now 8 and 2. On the road, they're 13, 8, and 2. And Winnipeg, 25, 18, and 4 over their last 10. They're 4, 4, and 2. And at home, they're 11, 10, and 2. So there we go. Now, Tampa Bay looking at their scorers. Stamkos, 18 goals, 28 assists, 46 points. He is having a solid season. Very good Stamkos-like season for him. Palat, 12 goals, 15 assists for him. Tyler Johnson, 11 goals and 11 assists. And again, his goals tend to be kind of timely. Patrick Maroon, 6 goals, 10 assists, has been a good value for his contract so far this season. Vasilevsky, I would imagine, starts tonight because he didn't start last night. Vasi, 23, 9, and 2 with a 916 save percentage. McElhinney's now 5, 6, and 2 with a 902 save percentage. And it's a problem. It's a problem when the backup has a record and a save percentage that's that much different from the starter. But again, we'll see if they do anything. They may not. On the Winnipeg front, Scheifele's their leading scorer, 22 goals and 30 assists. And he's having another really, really solid season. In fact, this might end up being statistically the best season Scheifele's had. He could end up with 95 points. Absolutely. And he's been kind of sort of fantastic. And Wheeler's bounced back from what was a slow start for him. 15 goals, 26 assists for the Jets. Tucker Pullman, 2 goals and 11 assists. And Lowry, 4 goals and 6 assists. Nice physical presence out there for the Jets. Hellebuck, I would think starts. I'd be very surprised if they went with Brossoit against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Hellebuck's 21, 13, and 4 with a 923 save percentage. Brossoit's 4 and 5 with an 886 save percentage. So what's on the line for these teams tonight? For Tampa, they're 8 points back of Boston. So they can pull 5 points ahead of Toronto with a win and within 6 points of Boston. Winnipeg's below the playoff line. They're 1 point out right now. They need to make sure that they maintain a good, healthy cushion over the Chicago Blackhawks, who are only 4 points back as well. Carolina, they are right on that playoff line. If the Flyers get hot, or the Flyers, the Flyers and the Panthers, if those teams get hot, Carolina could be a team that finds themselves in a bit of a bind. So they need to get hot themselves, and 5 and 5 in their last 10 tells you they're treading water. Anaheim, 14 points, says they don't have a whole lot they're playing for. Detroit, they are currently 29 points out of the playoffs. That's a lot. It's a lot of points. Pittsburgh is 6 points behind the Capitals. They are 3 points ahead of the Islanders. A win tonight puts them 5 points ahead of the Islanders and pulls them back within 4 points of the Capitals. So, there is definitely something on the line tonight for everybody that's not named Anaheim or Detroit. Detroit's 13 points behind 30th in the NHL, just as a for instance. So, there you go. You guys are all set for tonight's games. Let me know your winners, all that other wonderful stuff in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. Just happened upon this video, and hey, thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.